So the mutual funds, just like exchange traded funds, they are managed by the fund managers. You're not the one managing the funds yourself, like stocks. So that's why I put stocks as the last one, right? You're not the one managing yourself. So they'll be the one to manage it for you and then give you the dividend, right? Every quarter or every year, depending on where they pay dividend. Startup investment is a high risk investment. I put it there for high net worth individuals. You never can tell there might be high net worth individuals here in the room. Please don't try startup investments if you're not a high net worth individual, right? Even the people that want to collect your money will tell you that if you're not a high net worth individual, don't invest in this because 50%, probability that you're going to lose your money and 50% probability that you make a lot of money, right? Those are invested in Handler, Photoway when they started, made lots of money. Of course, they also lost money as well in some other startups. Okay, fixed income. Some of these asset management companies offer fixed income, investments like the Morobaha, even the Sukuk is part of their fixed income fund. Lotus Capital, for those of you that have accounts with Lotus Capital, they offer the FIF account, fixed income fund. Sukuk is a low risk investment, right? It's a certificate, by the way. Sukuk is a certificate, right, that gives you ownership rights over an asset. So a Sukuk is backed up by an asset. So for instance, the federal government Sukuk is backed up by the roads that, of course, are owned by the SPV or the Sukuk holders. So Sukuk is a low risk investment for everyone or anyone who is looking for, low risk investment. You're conservative. You want to build the wealth over 5 years, 10 years. You can put your money in Sukuk. I just leave it to grow because usually when a Sukuk is issued by the federal government, the sovereignty of the country, of the government, the sovereignty of the country itself is a guarantee that you're going to get your money, that your money is not going to, go to waste, right? So it's a low risk investment. Okay, so you want to try that out as well. And as a matter of fact, one thing people do not realize about Sukuk is that it's a securitizable instrument. Now, what is a securitizable instrument? It's an instrument that can be traded in a secondary market. So when the federal government issues a Sukuk, right, there are people who buy the Sukuk originally, right? So let's say, for instance, I bought the Sukuk, right, directly when the federal government issued. Now, during the year, I can sell the Sukuk, that's why we call it certificate. I can sell the certificate to someone else and make more than the coupon that the federal government promised me on that Sukuk. So if the federal government says we're going to pay you 11.2% on the Sukuk over 7 years, 11.2% per annum over 7 years, right? It doesn't mean that that's what I'm going to make, right? So the person that holds the Sukuk certificate to the end is one that's going to get that dividend of 11.2%. But I can trade that Sukuk and even earn more than 11.2% when I'm selling it to someone else, all right? And then, of course, stocks, you might also want to try stocks, although there are controversial issues around stock as to whether it is permissible or not permissible. I will leave this for another day, inshallah. But according to, the majority of the scholars, by the way, they don't consider, investing in a mixed shares, for instance. So what do we call the mixed shares? The company, is generally producing ethical products or services. For instance, MTN. Let me use MTN as an example. MTN is a telecommunications company, right? And they are not selling alcohol. They are not into pornography. They are not into gambling, right? So it is ethical. But MTN keeps its money with the bank and they earn interest on it. MTN gets a loan from the bank and they pay interest on it. MTN issues corporate bonds and they pay interest on it, all right? So as a shareholder of MTN, you are indirectly a part owner of the business. So it means whatever earnings that you make from the business, you are actually earning from those impermissible activities. So that's why the majority of the scholars consider investing in such companies to be impermissible. However, some scholars consider investing in these kinds of businesses to be permissible as long as certain conditions are met. I think what I'm going to do is you can go to my Instagram page, Muslim Finance Coach, check it out. I did a thread on mixed shares and the conditions that you have to look out for in investing in mixed shares, because I don't want to waste too much of our time. Okay, so these are some of the what's it called, halal investment options that are available to what's it called, and I invest. Of course, there's cryptocurrency. If you're comfortable in investing in cryptocurrency, I only just didn't put it there because I don't want us to overstretch this session.